Hello, welcome to Everyday Dental Education Staff Training. These are office tutorials. This is the opener, and I'll explain a little bit about the week 0. These are all set up a little bit in trainings per week. So this is a PowerPoint series, and what we're trying to do is just introduce you to staff training by our particular office style of doing video trainings. And we're trying to allow the questions we've got from previous staff members, how people started with no dental experience, are the key things that they can learn through a video. When they come to the office, they will have a little bit more ability to do. So the point is, let's look at the summary of the series is about. This is a good introduction to our office, so that you have an understanding of where we are when you start, so you don't realize that we're just a regular dental office doing a lot of general dentistry and doing cleanings and have hygienists and things like that. We are a full mouth rehabilitation office that primarily uses dental implants as a major tool to our full mouth rehabilitation. Or you can also look at it as advanced general dentistry type practice. We also are very interested in being consistent, clear, and concise with our communication. Every patient that comes in has questions about their treatment, their schedule, how much it costs, is it going to hurt, and all of these things, all of these questions need to be answered with the 3 C's. We need to be consistent across the board. We need to be very clear and concise about what or how we're saying it. And that goes for front staff, that goes for back staff, and it especially goes for the doctors, so that when we have multiple doctors working in the office, we have a very clear, concise, and consistent way of saying the same things about very similar procedures or about the patient's care. This video format, or video PowerPoint format in this particular module, is an easy and seems to be the way people are learning today. So we'd love to get feedback on this. There will be PowerPoint lecture type voiceovers like this one, or there will be ones where I'm a talking head or a talking person in an operatory looking at a screen or illustrating something, or I might be in a studio talking with a screen and showing a product and things. We're also very interested in looking at live stream to the public about products and other dental implant education or things that they may be concerned about. And in particular, dry mouth is the one that I'm very interested in. We also feel that staff need to keep on training, so these videos won't stop with just a week 1, 2, or 3, 4 type of series, so that in 30 days that kind of ends all the training. Far from it. This training is very basic, so if you have a lot of dental experience, this is probably not going to be the best series for you, but for somebody that has no dental experience, this will be very helpful. And we will keep ratcheting up different ways you can watch different videos, but we have an intention that all our staff will keep up with what we're saying, how we're saying it, how we're treating patients, and what our goal ultimately is. So the weeks are, of course, numbered. So if you look at the number at the bottom, it says 1.3 or 2.6, for example. The 1 means the first week. So you should watch that one if you're in the first week, or if you haven't watched it at all, it'd be helpful. The number 3 means it's the 3rd in the week 1 series of that lecture or that series of PowerPoints or something. So this is a particular PowerPoint series. We might have a little bit of information overlap, but you'll get the idea when you start seeing our other videos on open dental. For instance, there might be a week 1 open dental training, which means it would be week 1 point whatever video of that week 1 for open dental training. So this one gears a little bit more towards frequently asked questions about our particular office. Our particular office is going into a DDS, or a doctor practice shared space model. much like what you would see like in a hairdresser's shared space model where they kind of rent the stall. Our idea here is that the doctors come in and they are full ownership of their own practice, but they rent and lease the name and the space that is available to them. And they can work part-time, they can work full-time, they can work whatever hours they want, and they bring home the lion's share of their earnings or collections of the days that they work. Now, other office situations, just to kind of give you an idea or a backdrop, are typically associateships where there's a doctor and they hire a junior doctor, and that doctor is working for them, and they get paid either a daily rate or they get paid a certain percentage of production or a certain percentage of collections. Another way a doctor can work is through like a corporate entity where they work as an employee for that office. If you're a specialist, typically you're a contracted person, contracted for services that a general dentist typically would not do. So here our doctors would be independent of each other. They're not employees, nor are they contractors, and that's something that's very important legally for the patient to understand, as well as you to understand as an employee of the office in general. You're not necessarily an employee of these doctors. So the same training needs are in every office. Every doctor does practice a little differently, but generally it's the same training. We want to obviously be clear, concise, and consistent with the training. So that's why we have a video training system going on. Our unique value proposition to the patient basically is a full mouth rehabilitation and dental implant type practice, as I said, and you will understand this more and more what that means as we move along through the weeks of training. So great. So welcome, we're excited, and let's get started.